Welcome, everyone, to our channel. Today, I'm going to take you on a quest to discover a mystery hidden in the town of Harold. This forgotten hospital, once the town's medical center, is now a ruin full of mysteries. On the edge of Haroldstown lies a hospital forgotten by time, its walls imprisoning secrets of the past and unresolved fears. This hospital was once the pride of the town, but one stormy night, everything changed. That year, the hospital closed suddenly. Rumor had it that it was due to a series of unexplained events. Patients disappeared without a word, and doctors were silenced in fear. Since then, the hospital has become a cursed place, where the walls seem to whisper at night and the corridors echo with unexplained sobs. Emily, an intrepid historian, decides to uncover the truth behind these mysterious phenomena. She enters this sleepy hospital, where every step may awaken the shadows of the past. Here, an unfinished story lurks around every corner, and unknown fears lurk behind every door. In this forgotten place, Emily is about to face the biggest challenge of her life. This hospital doesn't just harbor a dark past, but chilling secrets waiting to be uncovered. As Emily steps into this abandoned hospital, she is immediately surrounded by a sense of oppression. The air was filled with a musty odor and an uncanny chill, as if a million eyes were watching her every move from the shadows. Emily carefully explored the place, which was full of history. Her flashlight revealed a bleak story on the walls, a place that had once been a haven for patients, but was now a dusty memory. In the corridors of the hospital, Emily felt something unusual. The rolling of toys not only breaks the silence, but also seems to touch the soul of the place. Here, every object has the potential to hide an unfinished story. In this abandoned hospital room, Emily felt a strong sense of unease. The bedding was disheveled, as if someone had just left. The atmosphere in the room was chilling with despair and foreboding. Emily heard an unexplainable cry that seemed to come from behind the walls, both distant and close at hand. In this hospital, every corner could harbor a grieving soul, waiting to be known and comforted. In the depths of this deserted hospital, Emily suffers her most terrifying moment. The air around her seems to freeze and time loses its meaning here. Suddenly, a low, chilling cry comes from a shadowy corner. Emily slowly approached that corner, her heart beating like a drum. As she got closer, the shadows seemed to become clearer. Suddenly, a blurry figure flashed and then disappeared, leaving behind a piercing scream. In the darkness, Emily felt an invisible force closing in. Her mind was filled with fear, but at the same time there was a strong determination, knowing that she had to face these incredible phenomena and uncover the truth behind them. In the dim light, Emily found a faded portrait. The figures in the painting have hollow eyes, as if they were souls who once suffered here. These silent witnesses may be the key to her search for the truth. In this midnight hospital, Emily realizes she's standing on the edge of an unsolved mystery. Every corner of this place, every shadow, could be harboring a chilling secret. Deep in the hospital's basement, Emily discovers a long-hidden door. Her heart races, knowing full well that what she's about to face could be the hospital's darkest secret. Inside this dusty room, Emily discovers the hospital's final secret. Piles of documents and records reveal a litany of horrific medical experiments that are not only illegal, but brutal and involve the inhumane treatment of innocent patients. As she flipped through the pages, Emily's heart filled with rage and disbelief. The records reveal not only the dark history of the hospital, but also a series of truths about the missing patients, who fell victim to the experiments. Inside an abandoned lab, Emily finds more evidence. Rusty instruments, broken equipment, each piece feels like a silent indictment of past crimes. Here, every corner is filled with pain and despair. Faced with these shocking truths, Emily is determined to bring it all to light. She knows that this is not only a revelation of the past, but a redemption for the silent victims. In the midst of this darkness, she will be the light that exposes the truth. After a night of terror and challenge, Emily finally uncovers the secrets the hospital has been hiding for years. She not only exposes the crimes of the past, she finds justice for the voiceless victims. With the media and public attention, Emily's discovery caused widespread shock. The dark history of this hospital was finally revealed in the sunlight, bringing a touch of solace to those who had suffered here. Emily's courage and perseverance not only changed the history of Haroldstown, but inspired each and every one of us. Finding light in the darkness and sticking to the truth in the face of adversity, she became a true hero. The end of every story is the beginning of a new one. Emily's journey teaches us that no matter how great the odds, with courage and faith, there is always hope waiting. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to explore more unknown stories together. Tucked away on the edge of New England is the ancient and mysterious Harwell Manor. Its towers stand in the moonlit night as if they were guardians of an ancient legend. The manor is not only a masterpiece of architecture, but also the birthplace of countless unsolved mysteries. Legend has it that on every full moon night, the manor's bell tower emits eerie chimes, and these sounds seem to summon some unknown secrets. Over the years, these sounds have attracted countless explorers and the curious, but the truth about the manor remains a mystery. Allison, a young novelist with a curiosity for the paranormal, decides to delve into the legend-filled manor. Through her quest, she hopes to uncover the secrets behind these ancient bells and bring this story to the world. In Allison's footsteps, we will step into the shadows of this manor together. Here, every corner may hide a thrilling secret. Now, let's unveil the mystery of Harwell Manor together. In the corridors of Harwell Manor, Allison felt an unspeakable unease. The ancient portraits seemed to hide the secrets of their owners, and each one seemed to have its own story waiting to be revealed. In the study, Allison discovers some clues to the manor's past. Ancient books contain descriptions of the owners of the manor, their lives, and some strange events. Each page reveals the opulence and unseen darkness of the past. Just as Allison was immersed in the books, a gust of wind suddenly ruffled the curtains, and she felt an uncanny chill. The storm outside the manor seemed to signal the horrors to come. In the ballroom of the manor, Allison felt a strong sense of presence. The silhouettes in the mirrors made her heart race, as if something was peering at her from the shadows. Every room in this manor could be harboring incredible secrets. In the dimness of the manor's basement, Allison discovers some disturbing items. Ancient tools and chains seem to speak of past punishments and secrets. Here, each item seems to have its own story. As Allison moves step by step deeper into the heart of the manor, she begins to feel a growing sense of unease and fear. Every shadowy corner, every dusty room, seemed to whisper of a terrible past. In a hidden corner of the basement, Allison found a forgotten door. Her heart races and the light in her hand trembles slightly. Behind the door seems to hide the manor's deepest secrets, perhaps the answers she's been searching for. In this secret room, Allison felt a strong sense of oppressive history. Ancient paintings and strange symbols seemed to reveal some of the secret activities of the manor's owners. Every object here seemed to whisper a forbidden story. In these journals and manuscripts, Allison discovers the secrets of the manor master's past. Not only did he have a deep fascination with supernatural powers, but he also conducted some forbidden experiments. Not only are these experiments dangerous, but they seem to be closely related to a series of mysterious events that have taken place in the manor. Just as Allison is immersed in her discovery, she hears some strange noises upstairs. These sounds seem to remind her that there is much more to the manor than what she has discovered. In this midnight hour, the manor seems to have a life of its own, just waiting for a brave explorer to unravel its deepest mysteries. As Allison approached the manor's high tower step by step, she felt an uncanny fear grip her. Each staircase felt like a portal to another world, and the mysterious voices seemed to beckon her, leading her into an unknown abyss. On the top floor of the tower, Allison discovers a forgotten chamber. Every item here exuded an eerie aura, as if it was a mark left by a past owner. In the center of the room, a table filled with notes catches her attention. The papers on the table revealed a shocking secret. The Lord of the Manor had tried to control life and death through a forbidden ritual, and his ambitions had led to a series of disastrous consequences. The manuscripts not only document his mad experiments, but also hint that his spirit may still be lingering in the manor. Just as Allison is about to uncover the truth, a mysterious force suddenly appears and pulls her into an unknown realm. The storm outside seems to echo the manor owner's resentment, and the entire manor comes alive on this night. In this confined space, Allison finds herself trapped. Everything around her begins to spin out of control, as if the manor's past is speaking to her through these paranormal phenomena. The pages of a book turn on their own accord, the sound of an unplayed piano echoes through the empty room, and the mysterious symbols on the walls seem to come to life, glowing ominously. In the midst of this horror and chaos, Allison realizes that the only way she can find relief is to understand the past of the Lord of the Manor. She begins to connect the symbols that manifest with the records in the book in an attempt to solve the mystery of the cursed. In a corner of the chamber, Allison discovers a long-hidden altar. This altar is apparently closely connected to the rituals of the manor's owner, and perhaps this relic is what triggered all the disasters. The very moment Allison touched that relic, the manor seemed to sense some kind of change. The room began to shake violently, as if the soul of the manor's owner had been awakened, and his resentment and anger became more intense. Allison eventually escaped that chamber, and with her departure, peace seemed to return to the manor. It was as if the soul of the manor's owner had somehow been released through Allison's arrival, and his resentment was finally put to rest. After a night filled with mystery, Allison left Harwell Manor with the story of the Lord of the Manor. She knows that this story is not only her adventure, but also a redemption of the past. And the manor, at last, may be able to face its future in peace. After a night of adventure, Allison has not only solved the mystery of the manor, she has a deep sense of the weight of history and the power of the soul. Her story will be chronicled and become the new legend of Harwell Manor. And for Harwell Manor, the events of this night may be just a blip in its long history. But for Allison, it was an irreplaceable experience in life. Her courage and determination will inspire everyone who seeks the truth. In this remote town lies a cursed secret, the House of Shadows. This abandoned villa has been the subject of all sorts of horrific tales over the years, its shadows seemingly possessing a life of their own, with unspeakable horrors lurking in the darkness. Years ago, a series of mysterious events made the villa the source of horror stories. Furniture in the house moved for no apparent reason. Eerie noises often emanated at night, and there were even rumors that the shadows in the villa could move independently of their owners. Panel switches to show protagonist Nick driving his vehicle, armed with camera equipment and curiosity, down a country road to the villa. Nick, a young photographer curious about the paranormal, decides to explore this enigmatic place. His goal is not only to capture the paranormal, but to uncover the truth behind the House of Shadows. The moment he stepped into the villa, Nick felt a suffocating sense of oppression. The darkness around him seemed to be filled with prying eyes, challenging his courage and sanity with every step. In the shadow-filled villa, Nick began to feel an invisible presence. It was as if these shadows were watching him, waiting for a certain moment. Here, every corner could hide an unknown horror. In the deserted villa, Nick felt an unnameable unease. The peeling paint on the walls, the thick dust on the floor, every detail seemed to tell a story of the villa's past. In one dusty room, Nick's eyes were drawn to a mirror. The mirror appeared to be unusually clean, in stark contrast to the surrounding furnishings. He moves closer to view it, and suddenly, the shadow in the mirror seems to flicker, not in sync with Nick's movements. In the hallway, Nick felt an invisible presence. A moment of dark shadows made his heart beat faster, as if something was quietly watching him from the shadows. The villa was filled with unexplainable noises that seemed to guide Nick or warn him. Each sound made the old villa seem more eerie and dangerous. In the library, Nick uncovers some of the secrets of the villa's owner. The diary entries are chilling. The former owner tried to summon and control shadows through rituals, but the experiments apparently went wrong, leaving irreversible consequences. As Nick learns more about the villa, he begins to realize that he may have gotten himself into a dangerous situation. Not only are the shadows a remnant of the previous owner's experiments, they may also harbor unpredictable malice and power. In every corner of the villa, not only are secrets from the past hidden, but invisible threats lurk as well. In the dimness of the basement, Nick stumbled, his every step challenging his fears. Here, the weight of history seems to weigh on his shoulders, and every breath becomes an expression of courage. In the corner of the basement, Nick found traces of ritual. These ancient paraphernalia and symbols tell a story of desire, madness, and consequences. The paintings on the walls seem to speak silently of their owner's ambition and despair. As Nick explores deeper, he begins to realize that these shadows may possess a consciousness of their own. They peer into the shadows, as if looking for some sort of relief, or a new host. In this oppressive basement, Nick senses a strong sense of unease. The sound of footsteps upstairs seemed to remind him that danger lurked in every part of the villa. Here, not only do shadows roam, but also the shadow of the failed experiments of the former owner of the house. In this oppressive basement, Nick felt as if he were in a cursed world. The shadows around him began to become active, as if they were being activated by some unknown force. Nick's heart raced, his every nerve straining to sense every sound around him. The whispers in the basement seemed to come from nowhere, yet they were everywhere, filling the entire space with an atmosphere of terror. Just as Nick tries to delve into the secrets of the basement, he is suddenly plunged into darkness. In this lightless world, every breath felt like it was pushing the limits of his courage and fear. Nick felt an incredible terror grip him. The sounds of laughter and fast-moving shadows in the basement made it impossible for him to distinguish reality from illusion. Every corner of the place seemed to hide some malevolent presence. In the light of the flashlight, Nick saw the twisted shadows slowly approaching him. The shadows seemed to possess a will of their own, and their movements were both familiar and strange, leaving Nick with a feeling of deep despair. During this battle with the shadows, Nick realizes that these beings are not only the product of the former homeowner's experiments, but that they may also possess some unknown power. Each time Nick tries to escape, the shadows grow stronger, as if to tell him that escape is impossible. In this life and death escape, Nick felt a terror like no other. Every step in the basement was like a race against death, and the shadows were like immortal hunters that never tirelessly chased him. The moment he escaped the basement, Nick felt a moment of relief. It was as if those horrible shadows couldn't leave their domain as they slowly disappeared at the end of the hallway. But Nick knew that this nightmare was far from over. In the depths of the villa, Nick discovers the former owner's diaries. These journals document his obsession and experiments with supernatural powers. Each page is filled with madness and despair, revealing the true source of these shadows. As he goes through the journals, Nick comes to understand the nature of these shadows. They are not only a byproduct of physical experiments, but a testament to the insane ambitions of the former owner of the house. Trapped in the villa, these shadows are unable to escape, repeating their tragedy forever. After a series of horrific trials, Nick finally uncovers the truth behind the House of Shadows. The shadows are a legacy of the former homeowner's experiments, and their presence becomes a permanent curse. Nick realizes that the only way these shadows can be released is to end the former house owner's unfinished rituals. He decides to take a chance in hopes of lifting the curse from the cottage. As Nick chanted, the entire villa seemed to respond to his voice. The shadows struggled against the walls as if they were fighting their fate. This struggle is not only a challenge to the past, but also a redemption for the future. As the last spell fell, the shadows in the villa began to fade away. They seemed to have finally been laid to rest, and this long cursed house has finally been liberated. After this long night, Nick left the House of Shadows with a reverence for the unknown. He knows that this story is not only about his adventure, but also about a deep understanding and awe of supernatural forces. At the end of this story, we not only witness the journey of a brave explorer, but also feel the deep meaning behind supernatural forces. In a world where light and darkness always go hand in hand, courage and wisdom will be our best weapons to face the unknown. At the end of this adventure, Nick is no longer a simple photographer, but has become an explorer who has experienced the mysteries of the supernatural world. His story will inspire those who bravely face the unknown and seek the truth. And as for the House of Shadows, its legend will live on as a reminder that in this world, there are always secrets waiting to be uncovered, and stories to be told by the brave. In this ever-changing world, every corner is filled with the unknown. But as Nick proves, light always awaits after darkness.